All right, folks. Let's just tidy up the circle. Try not to stand in front of the camera. Actually, for the rest of the night, try not to stand in front of the camera. Right? Come on in, sir. Come on into the circle. There we go. It's important to me to circle up. Yeah, come on in, Reg. The circle is the way that you build community, right? So I want you to just look around the circle with all the people that you potentially may fight tonight and realize that you're going to have an experience here that's not possible without them, right? They're here to take risks with you so that you can meter where your training is at and see if you can do what you think you can do and see where you want to adjust your game. I find that this is a great landmarking event, right? Because we're not looking at win-lose. We're looking at how our training matches up to the unknown, right? Because otherwise we just spar each other, work on the things that we're working on, with our home group. But working outside your circle is, I think, a much better test. And this whole thing came out of me being in a group of guys that thought we were the shit, right? Like, we thought we were awesome. And one day I was like, how do we know? Right? And shortly thereafter, we started doing this. We found out, like, hey, a lot of those things we thought made us unique are available elsewhere, right? It turned out we weren't bad, right? We were pretty good. But there was a lot of other good fighters out there too. And now we have this community, and I recognize all the faces here now, right? Because I'm getting slower. But I know that everybody has upped their game over the years, right? So I think that this circle will build us all a little bit, right? Anybody having the first throwdown ever? Yeah, there you go. Anybody been to more than 5 throwdowns? Anybody been more than 7 throwdowns? More than 8? More than 9? More than 10? So if it's your first throwdown, I suggest fight someone who has been to many throwdowns, right? The reason for this is the more experienced people will keep you safe, right? Just because I don't think we have any like absolute big. Have many fights?
No stick fights.
No, okay. So the more experienced the fighter, the more likely they're going to protect you from those suicidal moments where it's like you think you got a thing, but there's something waiting in the wings for you that you didn't know about. So they can kind of protect you from that. They can kind of protect themselves from that sometimes. That being said, if you are keeping the person safe, remember to get in the circle, sir. Come on, get in here. Excellent. So, as I was saying, this throwdown, it's a landmarking event. It's not a win-lose. It's a fight people you don't know. Work against the unknown with the training that you have to set landmarks for your future training. Right? First fights ever. Right? One of mine started as, yeah. So anyway, beat them up, but not too much. Okay, so this is a fight by challenge event, meaning you will walk up to people here and go, hey, you want to fight? And they'll be like, sure, what kind of fight do you want to do? And then you'll talk about it, right? It's an important little piece, thank you, sir, that we have contracts for. Contracts have to become smaller, so your handwriting has to become neater, right? Which, of course, is going to be out the window after your first fight because everyone's going to be like vibrating, right? Print your name so we know who was in the fight, okay? If we have any repeat names, like, I don't know, how many Dans do we have here tonight? No, just one? Oh, it's a unique night. But put your last initial or something in there, okay? Type of fight. So we have mixed martial arts, kickboxing, boxing, grappling, and weapons. My assumption is if you're doing a weapons fight, that's MMA with weapons. It means ground is in, it means punching in, it means kicking is in, right? Unless you say otherwise. Restrictions, comments. Probably in restrictions, right? It's like, I don't want to go to the ground, no ground, right? No takedowns, no takedowns, right? Let's do takedowns, but no grappling, right? So, I'm into stick fighting, but I don't want to get hit in the head. Okay? Great. We're not going to be aiming for the head, which is a more brutal fight, honestly. So, if you're specific, say you want to do Sanda rules, explain what that means to the other person, because they might not know what Sanda is. Right? There might be one of my students who hasn't been to any of these before and be like, sure, yeah, but they don't know what it is, so they don't know that you're trying to like slap them on the ground and like finish quick, right? So, you know, so that's the type of fight. If you say weapons, we have sticks, swords, training knives, other, right? It could be anything, so long as it's safe and so long as you have the right protective equipment, I'm good with it. Right? I wish we had the umbrella briefcase fight again. Yeah. Anyway, the video is still up somewhere. You can probably find it. This is the most important part. Whose cardio is up to spec?
No.
Your cardio's up, right?
Yeah.
He might be able to do more than a 2-minute fight safely. The rest of us, after 2 minutes, we're looking at hurting our knees and ankles. We're looking at making stupid mistakes, right? So let's keep it to 2-minute rounds, right? Intensity. This is the most important bit. There's only 2. We used to have light, medium, hard, and we realized that medium just means escalating, right?
It's not hard.
So we're not going to have medium. You're either going to have a light fight or a hard fight. Here's the distinction. In a light fight, you want to make contact, you don't want to follow through on the contact. So hit with the leather, try to save them the foam and the fist behind it and the body weight behind that. Okay? So it's just a touch, right? We understand that even in a light fight, people are going to get hit harder than light. Okay? And so if I'm the ref, for example, I'll be saying like, hey, did you guys mean to go hard? And if you say yes, unanimously, I'll be like, all right. It's all on video, right? So that's your choice. The main thing is that once you've made an agreement, you keep it. This is why we're standing in the circle, right? You're making a commitment to the entire circle, to the entire community, that whatever you put on this contract is what you're going to do in the fight. Yeah? So don't let your ego get in there and change what you intended to do, right? Because it's tempting sometimes. I don't think anyone's going to have a problem with it. You generally don't see any problems with it. We're not going to have full contact tonight because I don't have a medic on staff, right? Plus, everyone just told me your cardio's not up, so it doesn't make sense, right? It just doesn't make sense.
What if I know a nurse?
What's that?
What if I know a nurse?
Well, does anybody want to fight John full contact tonight? I'll box you. Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway.
Easy to kick my ass.
So, to make the challenge, find your fighter, make your agreement, write it down on paper, take your slip of paper, and I guess what we're going to do is we're going to line up.
Are we doing weapons outside?
Weapons outside, but what I want you to do is I want you to line up around the outside perimeter and wait here for me at the camera to call you over, okay? So have your contract, have your gear on. By the time you're in front of the line, you should be ready to go. Do not try to fill out multiple contracts, hand them to me, and try to do 3 fights in a row, because it's going to slow things down, right? Plus, I can't manage that much paperwork in a row. So, get your contract, line up, keep the line up around here. Part of the reason I'm going to have you line up around here, certain things are dangerous. This corner is dangerous. So, when you're standing here, make sure the fighters don't go into that, because they'll push you into that too, right? So, yeah, as we come around there, that beam's a little bit dangerous. This is not dangerous at all, but this bench is, right? So that table, we should probably clear it out of there at some point.
We can move the bench out here too.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, we'll move those things. So, the ref's only job is to make sure you guys keep to the contract. Yeah? If you start going hard and I ask you if you're going to go hard and you both agree to go hard, you're going to be like, go ahead. Right? But if you keep going hard and you keep saying, oh, I mean to go light, I might call the fight. Alright? Because really, at the end of the fight, no one should have any bad blood. I expect you guys to shake hands and or hug. Most people hug after a really good fight, after a really good throwdown, right? People get up and go, "Whoa, that's awesome," right? Like the guy that wants to have a full contact boxing match. Son of a bitch.
I was kidding, because she's here and she said don't say a word.
That's not what she just said. I read that. That's not what that means. So anyway, yeah. So remember to show respect to your opponent at the end of the fight, right? The thing that I do not like to see is people at the end of the fight just walking away from the person. That is not the way to build your reputation in the group, right? Treat the group like you're trying to raise them up, yeah? Because that's what I want you to do for each other. I think that's what we're doing here. Be decent to each other. You know, basically we want to walk away with, yes, bumps and bruises, but also camaraderie, right? Finally, I'm going to take the video. I will post the video through Zerger Academy to my YouTube, and you'll be able to watch it for review to see how you did and so on. I'll try to get that done this month, but the month's almost done, and I got a lot going on, so it'll be a couple of weeks. But I'll try to get it done faster. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to just do our, yes sir?
But pictures are okay?
Yeah, stills are fine. Stills are fine. In fact, guys, if you take stills, please post them to the group on Facebook. Stills generate conversation. And back in the day, where all we had was stills, do you guys remember when we started this? There were no cameras in the phones? 2006. Yeah? We didn't have cameras in the phones. So all we had was stills, right? But man, did we talk about those stills. Right? We talked about them a lot. So if you want to take a bunch of stills, post them up there. It's good for the group. Good for the community. Anybody else want to remind me of anything? Oh, you must have your mouth guard in to fight. Okay? You must have the right equipment to fight. Okay, so if you're going to go and like do weapons fighting, it's not like you're going to do a full contact stick or even a light contact stick fight without a fencing mask, right? Mouth guard is essential. Cup, that's your problem, right? But teeth are like what? $1,600 for a cap, right? So protect your teeth. We don't have that much money, right? And dental's not covered by OHIP. So we're going to do that last stage here. This is just our agreement to, this is our video waiver, and we're agreeing to the context in terms of throwdown. I'm Sean Zerger, I'm 53 years old, and I agree to the terms of the throwdown. Next.
I'm Miller Kasimov, I'm 35 years old, and I agree to the terms.
Next.
Adam Marchinsky, I'm 50 years old, and I agree to the terms of the throwdown.
Ed Roach, 48, and I agree to the decision.
Reg Tang, 48, I agree to the terms of the
You can stick fight without one. You don't have a mouth guard?
Dylan Spencer, I'm 36 years old, and I agree to the terms of the Throwdown.
Peter Rapp, I'm 55, and agree to the terms of the Throwdown.
I'm John Nguyen, I'm 42, and I agree to the rules of the Throwdown.
Amy Bentley, 37 years old. I agree to the terms of the Throwdown.
Sean Marconi, 41 years old, I agree to the terms of the Throwdown.
They still might be around though.
Michael Rutledge, I'm 31 years old, and I agree to the terms of the Throwdown.
I'm John Beck, 51, and I agree to the terms of the Throwdown.
You're 51. Can I pause it?
Okay, guys, did everybody